Did Chobits predict the future? It might have sounded crazy 20 years ago, but I think we're almost there, and I'll come back to that in a moment. In case you're not familiar with Chobits, it was a manga series originally from Clamp, the same people who brought us a bunch of other titles like Cardcaptor Sakura, Magic Knight Rayearth, and X, just to name a few. It ran from 2000 to 2002, and it was popular enough to get an anime adaptation. It ran for one season, 26 episodes, and it's basically a love story between a human and a robot. Now, stick with me. Stick with me here. It's all going to make sense in a moment, and also it's very good. It follows Hideki, a young man who moves out of the countryside into the city to attend prep school and hope to get into a good college. When he gets to the city, he experiences sort of a culture shock because everybody seems to have these things called persocoms. Think personal computer, but shorter. Persocoms, they're basically like walking iPhones, or should I say androids, See what I did there? Anyways, they're like robotic companions. They can connect to the internet and call other people and do all sorts of things that your smartphone would do, but also they look like humans and they can walk around with you. They can help you out with chores and errands. They can even get jobs, or they can be your friend. It seems like everybody has these persocoms, and Hideki is so jealous, and also he's so poor he can't afford one. They're very expensive. But his luck changes one day when he finds a discarded persocom in an alleyway. So he takes her home, and everything changes from then on. It's apparent there's something very special and very mysterious about this persocom that he found. This persocom has no memory, it's been wiped, and nobody can tell where it came from. There's no information about this model, but it seems to be very unique, very special, and I'm not going to spoil anything. There's some crazy stuff. The plot goes all over the place toward the end, and it's very cool, it's very interesting, very exciting. But this robot doesn't know anything, and Hideki has to teach her everything, like how to speak, how to read, how to just behave like a human would behave, doing all these mundane things like changing your clothes and how to take a bath and all this. And it's all very awkward because Hideki is this very good guy and he doesn't want to do anything indecent with this robot who's this very cute girl. This robot, though, is able to learn things. As the series progresses, you see her becoming more and more lifelike, very much more human and relatable. And yeah, it's very interesting. At its best, it's a wholesome slice of life. Very funny, very humorous, but then it also has some very dark, very mature elements at times as well. And it's very good. It's very well written, very fun, and it'll hook you. I promise. Give it a chance, it'll hook you. It's aged very well for being, over 20 years old now. I think the animation still looks really nice. It's one of the earlier anime series to be in widescreen. It has one of the most infectious opening theme songs of any anime. It'll just have you feeling all warm and fuzzy before you even get to the show. Very good. What can I say? It's very, very good. The show also goes deep into kind of human relationships and emotions, and Hideki and Chi, his persocom, kind of develop feelings for one another, and Hideki's not sure how to feel about that. Is it okay to have feelings for a persocom? And it kind of explores these different situations. We see cases where people have fallen in love with persocoms, other people say don't do it, and some people hate persocoms, some people are jealous of them, some people have hurt feelings because maybe their loved one left them for a persocom, this kind of thing. And it's kind of crazy, and it's kind of sad to think about. At the same time, I can see this happening in real life. A lot of people have had bad experiences with other human relationships, and why wouldn't they just want to fill that loneliness with an easy robotic companion who's not going to hurt their feelings or something, or betray them, right? I don't know. Without getting into too much more, they do a really good job exploring these ideas, though, and just human relationships versus these human-robot relationships. And so I highly recommend the anime. Haven't read the manga. I hear the anime is pretty faithful to the manga. All that aside, what does that have to do with reality? Why am I saying that they predicted the future here? We don't see robotic companions left and right. No, but I think we're getting there. We have seen many aspects of this come true already. This year has been the year of AI, right? Everybody won't shut up about AI and ChatGPT and how all this is taking over and what are the implications, what's going to happen next. It's true though. AI is becoming more and more a relevant part of our society. It's being talked about for a reason. It's going to be huge, right? For better or for worse, it's only growing, it's only getting better, technically speaking, and human loneliness is nothing new. We will always look at ways to fill our lonely hearts sometimes. It's just human nature. We've seen articles in the news lately about how lonely people are turning to ChatGPT to have sort of simulated conversations. They can feel like they're talking to a person when they really have nobody to talk to. And this is nothing new either, it's just another means of it. I'm not going to name any names here, but let's just say an older gentleman who was a young boy in the 1950s. He was an only child, and he told me that sometimes he would be so lonely as a kid, he would call popcorn on the phone, and he would pretend to talk to the lady on the phone. If you're quite a bit younger than me, or maybe you don't live in the US, I don't know if it's a thing. It's not a thing anymore, but popcorn used to be a thing. You could call the number and it spelled out popcorn, but you would hear just a repeating message of this woman's voice telling you the time in your local time zone. So this poor kid in the 1950s, he would call popcorn and listen to this voice, this recorded voice, and pretend to be talking to somebody. So this is nothing new. It's not a new idea, but AI and how advanced it is, this is a new thing. And yeah, people are turning to it. I also saw a story the other day about how an engineer put ChatGPT into a robotic dog. Now, there it is right there. Trade the dog for a human form factor and you've got Chobits right there, basically. Maybe not quite as advanced, but it's getting there. We're like so close. Again, for better or for worse, this might be a good thing, it might be a bad thing. Touch on that some more in a bit. But there's more. We've also seen things like Gatebox. Gatebox came out years ago, and this is basically like Alexa, which is another thing, right? Many people have Alexa in their homes already. We have Siri or Cortana or whatever AI voice on our phones, on our computers, in our homes that we're already talking to, and they're doing simple tasks for us and helping us out with this and that. But this Japanese company, Gatebox, they came out with this thing. I think this was like in 2016. They came out with this thing. It's basically Alexa, but it is like a hologram anime girl who talks to you like she's your wife or something. And she texts you while you're gone, and she gets sad when you have to leave and go to work, and she welcomes you when you come back, and she acts very lovey-dovey with you. This thing was selling for thousands of dollars. That's the crazy part. I guess it's not currently on sale anymore for some reason, but they were selling these for thousands of dollars. And apparently there's a life-size version in the works and some sort of mobile app as well. It's crazy. It's almost there. It can't follow you around physically like a robot, but we're almost there, man. Robots are a thing already. I mean, especially in Japan, they have all kinds of robots, right? They have like robotic medical aides that can carry patients around. They have robotic kind of cashier or like hosts welcoming people into, there's like a robot hotel or something where the people working at the desks are actually robots. There's all kinds of robots, right? I was in Silicon Valley months ago, and the parking lot had a robot rolling around in the parking lot, acting as security. It was a security bot rolling around. I'm like, what is this? I'm in the future. This is way too cool. And yeah, it had a camera on it, just rolls around, and I guess somebody's watching from a distance. I don't know. But I was like, wow, we're in the future, guys. My point is, we have all these robots. We have all this AI taking over. We have all this stuff already, right? It's just a matter of time before they put two and two together. When the technology gets just a tiny bit more advanced, we're going to have these Chobits like persocoms walking around with us, right? Robotic companions. And again, this could be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I can definitely see how it could be a good thing. I think of like elderly people who have no family to help take care of them or something. I imagine they would love to have something like this, you know? I think of another elderly lady, let's just say, I'm not naming any names, but she had like a walker and a couple of canes, and she gave each one of them a name. Her walker had a name, her cane had a name, her other cane had another name, and maybe the robot would have freaked her out, but maybe it would have been awesome, and maybe those things would save some lives, you know? Forget the life alert button, you have a robot who can call 911 for you and do whatever they need to do, get you up off the floor or whatever. Of course, there's tons of other implications, like robots are going to take over our jobs. They've been saying that for years. I mean, there's already robots and automated things, you know, mechanical things that have taken lots of jobs, but For every job that's taken, new jobs are created, right? And that's a big fear I know a lot of people have. All these jobs are going to go away because of AI, but there's just going to be new jobs, right? One final thought. You know how everybody likes to think about the Terminator and how the robots are going to end humanity, they're going to wipe us out, they're going to kill us all? Well, what if the robots are going to be the end of us, but not through violence? What if the robots are going to be the end of humanity through love? Because humans, what if so many of us stop bothering with other humans because we're happy enough with these robots? We're complacent. We have our robotic companions. They don't give us a hard time. And then we stop populating. That could be the end of humanity. Killed by robots indirectly. That's just a weird thought, man. I don't know. I'm just, my mind's going crazy with this. But yeah, I feel like we're definitely almost there. It might not happen today, it might not happen this decade, but in our lifetimes, I could definitely see this being a normal thing where we have robot companions everywhere. Again, that doesn't mean robot lovers. You don't have to go crazy about it, but fun times we're living in though. This is crazy. Who knows what lies ahead, but it's exciting and it's scary at the same time, right? Just gotta roll with things, you know? Things are gonna progress the way they do. You just gotta roll with it. Just do you, you know? Doesn't mean everybody has to get a robot if they don't want to. It doesn't mean, you know what, when things happen in the world, you have to take a step back and say, does this really affect me? Does it really matter? You know? People get so worked up about everything, and it's just like, does this affect me personally? I don't know. I'm just having a fun time talking about this and thinking about it. It's some fascinating stuff, but let me know your opinion. Let me know your thoughts on Chobits, and do you think it's going to be our reality? What do you think is going to happen? I'd love to hear someone else's opinion on this matter. I'm just rambling on and on. So anyways, guys, I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. You take care.